reactions to this situation. So if I have you here, you're gonna get me into shin to shin, you're gonna put me into Ashi. Boom, right? So the first defense that we're gonna work, there are 3 things. The first thing is gonna be very simple, right? Again, we're gonna always start with like an A button, like a default move that we could always like just spam in there until we can start building off of it. And this is essentially gonna be our Ashi defense. You're gonna be surprised how many people this actually works on and how many Ashis you can stifle with it and how easy it is, right? All I'm really doing is I'm peeling one foot off, making sure I'm constantly monitoring the leg. The other leg, I'm pushing knee in. As I push those 2 things, I'm taking a step like I'm going into X guard, or I'm gonna basically slide into this position, right? Try to be nice to your partner and not like land right onto them, but in the real sense, that's kind of what you're gonna do, right? You might also land in this position here, where I'm up and he still has a straight ankle lock. Now, in the event here, right? I run the risk of him doing a quasi like Ashi bump again, right? And like potentially off bouncing and getting his knees underneath me here. And then we're right back where we started. So I wanna prevent that. Right? I peel, I post, I sit, and as soon as I realize I can't close this space, I'm gonna staple with that knee. And then I look for my crossface, my underhook, and then I sprawl that leg back, and I'm right into a mounted position where we can start working our mount game, right? So that's gonna be our first initial defense, right? So he puts me shin to shin, go in, I peel, post, and sit. Right? If I sit like so, right, and I feel like he's like trying to push me away or something with this arm, I also have that potential for arm bars. But for the most part, I want to go right into that because this grip, albeit not really useful for him, is annoying for guys that don't know how to deal with it, right? Because this straight ankle grip is not allowing me to yank this leg out or just kick it out, and it's giving him more space to get underneath me. So the answer to it is to staple that bicep, right? So. Right, and then if we're in an actual fighting situation, this is not a great place for him. Right, I got that arm stapled. I can hit him from there. Right, not great. So, that's 1. Now let's go through 2 anyway, because it's very easy. I used to call this the bear trap because it's like stepping in the bear trap, but now that bear trap's more mainstream, the calf crank position is what we call bear trap. So you hear this referred to as corkscrew, sock lock, stuff like that. It's not a schema lock. It's not an Aoki lock. Right? Slight differences between it. But how am I setting it up? Right? He's putting me in Ashi. We know that sometimes when I peel this leg, he wants to put it right back and go right back into Ashi. And that's a reasonable expectation for my opponent to do. So when I peel this off, I leave my hand right here, he puts it right back in, and he just stepped right into what I used to call the bear trap, right? Where I lock up palm to palm, glue his foot to my chest, and instead of keeping to the 90-degree elbow bend here, this will hit his ankle more. I want to go like 180 over the toes. Now I can really smash his foot in. Right, from this position, I'm also dropping my weight as I lift his foot in, and I drop down and turn. It's more, you might get a submission from top position. This is the more likely position you'll actually get this sub from. If he knocks me over, if I do this while I'm seated, or even sometimes in a position against a good guy, this is used more of an extraction, right? He might pull his leg out to kick my hands, and as he does, right, I'm peeling that, right? And even if he doesn't, say he's just strong enough to just flex his foot, right? Boom, I'm right into what we just did, right? So I'm using that grip to extract myself one way or another. If I get the sub, great, but the sub is more of a bonus, right? Boom, boom, I'm here. A lot of guys will hand fight panic, right? Right? Let's give that a shot.
Can I see it, Coach?
Yes. Or, yeah. Shin, shin. In here, I'm peeling, leaving it here. He puts it right back in. I'm catching. Right here from the yes. And if he fights it, fighting the hands. And we'll go over when this leg comes out, what we're going to do next.
Thank you.